G'day all, welcome to Long Live Rock with me, Lad from the Woods, where we bring new classic rock from bands of the past and new classic rock from bands of the now. And Chris Duarte is kind of in a middle place with all this. I just noticed, does he not look a bit like David Lee Roth in Better Days? Oh, Dave, I think, pretty much looks like that right now anyway. Blah, blah, blah. So yeah, this guy's all over the place. He's mostly what I would call a heavy blues player, but he does move around. This is what we would have called acid rock back in the day, Jimi Hendrix, that kind of stuff, because that's what you're going to hear here. It's definitely, that 1969, 1970, 71, when acid rock was kind of like at the top, like, the Hendrixes and the Doors and all that. So, and then of course other guitar players, and then, Humble Pie. But anyway, I'm still making my bread. That's the beeping of my microwave. So while this is playing, I'm going to go up and do what I got to do. So, but you'll see me bopping around and I'll be paying attention. So anyways, I just figured I'm going to go about my life because that's kind of like real instead of sitting there like on a little stage like Johnny Carson. I ain't Johnny Carson. To me, this is more like, I wish you were all sitting around here, and we're doing our thing and drinking and, I'm playing tunes for you. Not that I want to be a DJ, but, like-minded folks, musicians in particular. So I may yet build a studio here. Well, it'll be a garage, and then I'll have like a studio kind of thing in it. So I don't know. We'll see. I'd like to put a drum kit in there, and I do have friends that play. My carpenter, he plays. So anyway, he plays. The fuck did he tell me? It's guitar. Yeah, guitar. So anyway, yeah. I'm missing a cat here all of a sudden. It's the one that is, she likes to pounce on me, but in a good way. Oh, okay. The other two are having brotherly wrestles. I've never seen two cats so close as them two. Two males neutered, but the wrestling, it's it's unbelievable because you can see they're having a good time. Anyway, I'll shut up now. Let's put this on. So sit down for this one and turn her up. And like I said, this is pretty hard acidy rock. It's good. I just realized I forgot to tell you who this guy is. Chris, it says there. I mean, you guys can read, right? So Chris Duarte, or Chris Duarte, or Dart group. So that's who he is. And the album's Lucky 13. This is from a while back, though, I think around 2015. And the song's called Minefield of My Mind. And yeah, I won't even try to keep up with that drummer. That's more like jazz drumming being used for this. That's definitely not my speed, and even in my 20s, I wouldn't be able to do what he's doing. There's just no way. Like Dick Smothers said to Keith Moon, "You play sloppy drums." Well, that's what I do. I play sloppy drums, and I'm proud of it. So anyway, let's get back to it. wanted a mixer, but them fucking things are expensive. Ooh. Anyhow, like, you know, those ones that stand on the... My grandmother had them. Probably 2 or 3 of them from the 1950s that were still working, but when they passed, the family went and... Psh, and I'm like, you guys know I like cooking up here, you know, make my own food. I don't like, you know, like grocery store shit. Anyways, so that thing is easy. They call it a Swedish dough something or another. I ordered it was like 2 of them on Amazon, like in a package, and it was like cheap. And I'm like, oh yeah. So I went and seen a video how they worked. I'm like, fuck, that's so easy. Anyway, so now it sits and rises for an hour and a half, and then you punch it down, and then you throw it in the low pan. It'll do its thing, and 30 minutes later into the oven. 35 minutes at 400, and perfect bread every time. And no store bullshit in it or weird chemicals, man. I use real bread flour too. Yeah, this became a cooking course at Long Live Rock. But no, I mean I live at my camp, so you know, and I'm in the bush here, so you know, it's just I wouldn't eat that shit anyway. But I mean, I don't have bread right now, so I'd have to drive, you know, and the weather's turning sour. So I mean, you know, in the city, you guys just walk down the street or get in your car and drive a few blocks, whatever. But here, no, it's not the same. It's like, it's a good, well, just to get to the general store, that's, how many kilometers now? You think I would know after all these years, for fuck's sake. 15, 18 kilometers from here. So for American miles, that works out to about 10 miles, I guess. That sounds right. So, because the smallest little village up here, and I mean, it's a real small village, 1 church, like 6 houses, and a little gathering spot for the locals, us locals. And it's 3.5 kilometers. I've walked it many times with my dad. There used to be a general store there, and go up and get an ice cream cone. And then, actually, that's my dad in the background. If he was alive, he'd be loving this, because that's how we were glued together, was through music. And he introduced me at the time, you know, like 1960s, 1970s, you know, and my dad was always on top of whatever sounded good to him, and, you know, he'd bring it home, and, you know, sometimes we got, you know, I didn't like what he would bring, not very often, but I mean, he introduced me to every big fucking band of the 60s. My dad's from that time, I mean, you know, anyways, so that, yeah, he's watching over me to make sure I do the rock and roll thing right, because he wouldn't be too pleased if I wasn't. He was always cool. He had a disposition like Mr. Spock about him, like quiet and Mr. Super Intelligent computer guy in the 70s and 80s before he got sick. But he had that sly little bit of humor. It was always there. And yeah, anyways. So there you go. That drummer. Whew. Imagine having to play like a 2-hour concert, and then you're playing this song, and then, you know, of course, that's the kind of song that, you know, you kind of do the jazz thing and fly off in a direction and play it for 18 minutes. Whew, that's a workout for, definitely not for a 59-year-old guy. You know, maybe not even a 40-year-old. That's got to be youngins doing that. So, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please leave your comments, who you think the influences are, and if you like it, whatever, and so on and so forth. So, all right, well, if you want to support the channel, there's links down in the description, and at the end of the video, there's more information. And I'm buzzed. You guys, don't forget to rock and be cool and be good. If you can't be good at being bad. Peace, long life, and live long and prosper. And peace, man, and long live rock. I should probably put that one forward and then the peace man at the end. That would make more sense, wouldn't it? Yeah. Leave it to me to get it all backwards. See you guys later.